name is Princess V. Colegio, discussing to you the conic section ellipse. Ellipse is the set of all points P in a plane such that the sum of distances of P from the two fixed points in a plane is constant, and each of the fixed points F1 and F2 is called a focus, and together you are called a foci. And referring to this figure, V1 and V2 through the foci is called the major axis. In the perpendicular V1 and V2 of the major axis is the minor axis, and each end of the line segment V1 and V2 is called the vertex. Then, the midpoint of the line segment F1 and F2 is called the center of the ellipse. And always remember that A is always greater than B, or simply say that x-intercept is greater than y-intercept. And referring to this, and considering to our problem 1, let us find the equation of an ellipse with the center at the origin, foci at positive and negative 4, 0, and vertices at positive and negative 6, 0. Then find the length of the latus rectum, eccentricity, and sketch the graph. By the given center of the origin, which is C, 0, 0, then and the focus also is already given, so we have the positive and negative 4, 0. So our focus 1 will be positive 4, 0. Then our focus 2 will be negative 4, 0. So since our vertices is already given also, so we have the vertex 1, the positive 6, 0. Then the vertex 2, we have the negative 6, 0. And now, we have to find the value of our C. So we have C, which is the distances from the... And now, we have to find our C, which is the distances from the focal point to each vertex. So we have C equals 4, and squaring this, so we have C 16. Then, let us proceed to the value of our A, which is the distances from the focal point to each vertex. So we have A equals 6, and squaring this, so we have 36. And now, we have to find our major axis, which is our major axis having the 2A. So our A there is 6, so we have 2 multiplied by 6 to become 12. And now, we have to find our minor axis, which is having this 2B. But since we don't have yet the value of RB, so let us use the Pythagorean theorem, which is C squared equals A squared minus B squared. And by having our B, let us have B squared equals A squared minus C squared. And substituting, we have B squared, then our A squared is 36, so we have 36, then our C squared, which is 16, so we have B squared equals 36 minus 16, we have 20. And to eliminate the square, I'm taking the square root. To eliminate the square, we just have B is it equal to 2 square root of 5, or approximately is it equal to 4.47. And now, we are having the value of RB, so let us find the value of our minor axis. So 2B, which is our 2B, is equal to 2 square root of 5, so 2 multiplied by 2 square root of 5, is it equal to 4 square root of 5, and approximately is it equal to 4.47. Now, let us proceed by the endpoint of our minor axis, which is 0, positive B, and 0, negative B. So, let us have 0, and our positive B is 2 square root of 5, and our negative B, it is 2 square root of 5. And let us proceed to find our latus rectum, which is having this 2B squared over A, and substitute we have to the value of our b squared, which is 2 square root of b squared, which is 20. So 20. Then our value of RA, which is 6. So 2 multiplied by 20 is 40. Then copy the value of RA, which is 6. Having half of 40, it is 20 over 6. 20 over 6. And approximately, it is equal to 3.33. And let us proceed by the endpoints of our latus rectum. This is having the positive c and positive b squared over a, the negative c and positive b squared over a, and the negative c and negative b squared over a, and the positive c and negative b squared over a. So our first endpoints of latus rectum is, our c is 4. So we have 4. Then our b squared is 20. Then our a, which is 6. So, and the second one is the negative 4 and 20 over 6. And the third one is the negative 4 and negative 20 over 6. And the fourth one, it is the positive 4 and negative 20 over 6. And now let us find the value of our eccentricity. And always remember that E is always greater than 0 but less than 1. And by having our eccentricity, which is having this, the C over A, and our C is 4, so we have 4, and our A is 6, so we have 4 over 6, and the fraction of and divide 4 over 6, it is 2 over 3. And now let us proceed by sketching our graph. By sketching our graph, first is we have to locate our center, which is 0, 0. So this is our center. And the second one is our foci, which is 4 and 0. It is our foci 1, positive 4, 0, and our focus 2, which it is negative 4, 0. And next is our vertices. Our vertex 1, it is positive 6, 0. So this is our vertex 1. And our vertex 2 is the negative 6, 0. And next is the endpoint of our minor axis. So the first one is 0 to square root of 5. So this one is the endpoint of our minor axis, which is having the 0 and positive 2 square root of 5. To square root of 5. And the next one is the 0, negative 2 square root of 5. Then the last one is we have to find the endpoints of our latus rectum, which is the first one, 4, 20 over 6. So we have our endpoints latus rectum. Then the next one is the negative 4, 20 over 6. And the third one is the negative 4 and negative 20 over 6. And the fourth one is the positive 4 and negative 20 over 6. And now, we have to connect the points of our ellipse. And this is now the equation of an ellipse with a center at the origin at foci at positive and negative 4, 0, and vertices at positive and negative 6, 0. Let's proceed to our problem 2, which is to discuss the graph of the equation x squared plus 9y squared negative 2x plus 36y and plus 28 is equal to 0. And as you can see in this equation, this is a given general form of an ellipse. So, the first one to do is we have to combine the x terms and the y terms and move to the right the constant number. So we have x squared, our negative 2x, then our y terms which is positive 9y squared and positive 36y, and move our constant number to the right, it become negative 28. Then next is we have to factor our x and y terms. So we have x squared minus 2x, then plus 9y squared plus 36. Next is we have to factor our x terms and our y terms. So we have x squared minus 2x, then our y terms which is 9y squared, then 36 by 9 it is 4, 9y is equal to negative 28. Then proceed to completing the square. So have x squared to, and in completing the square, you have to multiply the number, we have to divide the number by 2 and multiply the number by itself. So negative 2 divided by 2 which is negative 1, then multiply by itself which is negative 1, so it become positive 1. So we have positive 1. Then proceed to our y terms. So we have 9 squared, then 4y, then 4 divided by 2 it is 2, then multiply by itself it is positive 4. So stop. So since we are adding to the x terms and the y terms, so to have an equality, we have to add our constant. So we have 1 by 1 which is positive 1, and 9 by 4 it is positive 36. The next one to do is we have to find our constant. So we have, let's copy this. So we have x squared minus 2x plus positive 1, then 9y squared, positive 4, 9 plus positive 4, then the result of our constant it is the positive 9. Then next is we have to proceed to the factoring methods. So we have x which is negative 1 squared, then 9y is positive 2 squared. It is equal to 9. And to have an equality, this result is to become 1, so we have to divide it by 9. So to have an equality, let us divide this to 1. So we have 1 divided by 9. So we have 9 by 1 which is 9. So 9 by 1 which is 9. So we have 9. Then our y terms is positive and negative 2. So 9 by 9 it is 1. Then next is we have to find our center. So in finding our center, let us have the h and k. So we having this x 1 0 by transposing it will become x equals to positive 1. So we have positive 1. Then y positive 2 or 0 by transposing this, so we have y negative equals 0, negative 2. So we have negative 2. Then, let us proceed by finding the value of our a. And always remember that a is always greater than b. So, by this equation, r9 is the value of our a because 9 is greater than 1. So we have a is 9, and squaring this, so we have a equals positive and negative 3. And our b is b, which is 1, so we have squaring this, so we have b equals positive and negative 1. Then proceed to find our c. And finding our c, let us have the Pythagorean theorem, which is c squared equals a squared minus b squared. Substituting, we have c squared equals, our a squared is 9, so we have 9. Subtract by the value of our b squared, which is 1, so we have 1. Then, which is 9 minus 1, it is 8. So, to having eliminating the square, so we have c is equal to positive and negative square root of 8, and approximately it is equal to 2.24. So we are then finding the value of our a, our b, our c, and let us proceed to find the value of our vertices. So in finding our vertices, we have to consider this, the h and positive and negative a, then k. Then, so we have our vertex 1, which is h and positive a, k. So our vertex 1 is substituting, we have h, which is the positive 1, so we have positive 1. Then our a, which is positive 3, so we have positive 3. And our k, which is negative 2, so we have negative 2. Then, it is equal to 4, negative 2. So in finding our vertex 2, let us have to substitute h, negative a, and k. So our h is positive 1, so we have 1. Then our a is negative 3. Then our k is negative 2. So it is equal to negative 2 and negative 2. Then let us proceed to find the value of our foci. So in finding the value of our foci, let's consider this. h and positive and negative c and k. So our focus 1, which substituting, we have h and positive c and k. So we have our h is positive 1. Then our c is positive square root of 8. Then our k is negative 2. Then our focus 2, substituting the h and negative c and k. So we have 1 negative square root of 8 and negative 2. And now, let us proceed to find our major axis. In finding our major axis, you have to consider this, the 2a. So, substituting, our 2 is 2, substituting 2, so our a is positive 3, so we have 3. It is equal to 6. Then, proceed to find the minor axis. Which is having this, so we have 2b. Substituting, we have 2, then the value of our b, which is 1, so we have 1, then it is equal to 2. Now, we have to find the endpoints of our minor axis. In finding endpoints of minor axis, we have to consider this, the h and k, positive and negative b. And substituting our first endpoint of minor axis, which is h, our h is positive 1, so we have positive 1. Then RK, which is negative 2, so we have negative 2. Then positive B, so we have the positive 1. Then the next one is the H, K, and negative B. So our H is positive 1, so we have positive 1. Then RK is negative 2, so negative 2. Then let us proceed to the negative B, which is 1, so negative 1. And now, let us find our latus rectum. In finding latus rectum, we have to consider this: 2b squared over 8, so substituting 2 and finding our b squared, which is 1, so we have 1. Then our a, which is 3, so 2 times 1, it is 2, and 3. Copy the value of our a, which is 3, so we have 3. Then having half of 2, so we have 1 half. And approximately, it is equal to 0.60. Sitting in the endpoints of our latus rectum, we have to consider this: the H, C, and K, positive LR, and H, negative C, and K, negative LR, and then the H, positive C, and K, positive LR, and H, negative C. Then the last one, we have H, positive C, and K, negative LR. And substituting, we have to substitute this first. We have H, which is the positive 1, so we have 1. Then our C, which is square root of 8, so we have negative square root of 8. Then our Q, which is negative 2. Then our LR, which is 1/3. Then next, we have to substitute this. We have H, this is positive 1. Then our C, which is square root of 8, so we have negative square root of 8. Then our K, which is negative 2, so we have negative 2. Then our LR, which is 1/3, so we have negative 1/3. The third one is H, positive C, so our H is positive 1. Then our C is square root of 8, so we have positive square root of 8. Then our K, which is negative 2. Then our LR, which is positive 1/3. Then the fourth one is this, so we have H, positive 1, and our C is square root of 8. Then our K is negative 2, and our LR is negative 1/3. And now, we have to find our eccentricity. And when finding our eccentricity, we have to consider that A is always greater than 0 but less than 1. And we have to consider this, C over A. So our C, which is the square root of 8, then our A, which is the 3. And approximately, it is equal to, it is equal to 0.76. So we are done finding the equation of x squared plus 9y squared, then negative 2x, positive 36y, and positive 28 is equal to 0. So now, let us proceed to sketching our graph. And by sketching our graph, we have to first locate our center, which is the positive and negative 2. So, this is our center. Then, next is the value of our vertices.
So our vertex 1, it is positive 4 and negative 2. So our vertex 2. Next is our vertex 2. We have the negative 2 and negative 2. So this is our vertex 2. And next is the foci. So our focus 1, it is the positive and square root of 8, I believe. Next is to find the value for foci. So our focus 1, it is a 1 and positive square root of 8 and negative 2. So have this. This is our focus 1, which is 1 and positive square root of 8 and negative 2. Next is our focus 2, which is 1 negative square root of 8 and negative 2. So we have this. So this is our focus 2. The 1 and negative square root of 8 and negative 2. Next is to locate the endpoint of our minor axis. So our first minor axis is 1 and negative 2 plus 1, which is, this is our first endpoint. So we have the 1 and negative 2, positive 1. The next is 1, negative 2, and negative 2. So we have 1, negative 2. So this is our endpoints 2, which is 1, negative 2, and negative 1. Stop. And lastly, we have to find the endpoint of our latus rectum, which is the positive and negative square root of 8 and negative 2 positive 1 over 3. So, which is having this. So, it is our endpoints of LR, which means 1 negative square root of 8, then negative 2 positive 1 over 3. Next is the positive 1 and negative square root of 8 and negative 2 and negative 2 negative 1 over 3. So this is our endpoints 2. Have 1 negative square root of 8, then negative 2 negative 1 over 3. And the third one is the positive 1 positive square root of 8 and negative 2 positive 1 over 3. So this is our endpoints of latus rectum. The third one is the 1 positive square root of 8 and negative 2 positive 1 over 3. And the last one is the 1 positive square root of 8 and negative 2 negative 1 over 3. So just having this. So it is our 1 positive square root of 8 and negative 2 and negative 1 over 3. And now, let us have to make our parts. So, this is our points, which is And it is now the form of our graph. That's